Yeah, so hello everyone. Myself Trishul Devadiga from Spider Software Mumbai head office. So the topic that we are going to cover today is unveiling the power of price OHLC, a comprehensive guide to intraday setup optimization. So I know the name of the topic looks very heavy, but the concept is really simple. We are just going to analyze the price action intraday setups. Okay, using the price action. Okay, so let's start with the webinar. Okay, so the points that are going to be covered in today's webinar are: first, we'll cover important intraday price VHLC conditions. So many will say that the most important price VHLC condition for intraday basis is the previous day high breakout, previous day low breakout, or the volume breakout. But these are just simple single criteria, but we'll merge up different criteria in price VHLC and we'll create a proper intraday setup. And the next topic would be how to improve your scanner results. So basically, for example, if you're already using any scanner based on any technical indicators, so we'll see how to improve your scanner results on the basis of price OHLC. And the third would be scanner based on price OHLC intraday query only. So yes, as I already told you that we'll create a scanner for intraday basis using the price OHLC intraday query only of a feature of the software. Okay, so what's written over is price VHLC for intraday query only. So I'll take you to the software now. Basically, we'll start with this. So for example, if you're using any intraday query setup over here, I like over here, you can see there is condition zone intraday setup, TSAR, and this is my price action base. So in this, you get many results in the result if you're trading in intraday, but how to filter out like the proper stocks which can give you more accurate result. The answer to that is using the price VHLC condition, which means the price action conditions that we're going to learn today. If you add up those conditions with these indicators of yours, if you just add this condition over here, it will improve your scanner results even more. Okay, so I'll just close this windows for now. Okay, so basically, if you go to query, and then you have the option of technical query over there. Okay, query, and then if you go to technical query, you can open multiple windows at a time. So I'll open this window now. I'll clear this one. Clear this strategy now. Okay, so if you simply click on, this is a technical query. So if you want to add the price action conditions over here, you have to double click on condition. So if I double click on condition, this window will appear in front of me. So basically what I'll type over is price VHLC. So when I type price OHLC, I get two options: price OHLC and price OHLC for intraday query only. So basically, our today the topic is focused on intraday setup. So we'll cover price OHLC for intraday query only today. So if I click over here and then go to parameters, so basically the result that we are going to get in today's scanner is going to be for stock options. So for stock options, we can always keep the time frame as 15 minutes. The candle time frame, we can keep it as 15 minutes because it will work the best considering stock options. For index option, you can keep it as 5 or 15, but for stock option, to get better results, you can always keep it as intraday 15 minutes. Okay. Then if you go to conditions, you'll get n number of conditions over here regarding price action. So we'll start one by one. So what the first condition over here is cross above high of previous day first bar. So again, we'll jump to the presentation now. Okay. The first condition, as you can see over here, is price above high of previous day first bar. So it will give us, if you run this scanner simply in this one only, then you'll get results whenever in today's market, whenever we get crossing or closing above the previous day high of the first candle. Only the first candle's high will get the result. But you will ask, why is the breakout of the first candle so important? So I'll say the breakout of the first candle is important because you'll normally see in the very first candle of 15 minutes, the most volume is generated, be it index or any stock. You'll see the most amount of volume is generated in the first candle. So for example, if you took this candle and you can see the most number of volume is generated in this candle, in this intraday, you'll see this is the highest volume candle over here. So basically, whenever there's a candle with the highest volume, the high and low of that candle matters the most. So basically, with this query, if you run, you will get whenever in today's market, if it closes above the high of this candle, it gives us positive stop. So over here, like we got results in this candle, and you can see whenever this high is breached, we can enter a trade. And you can see how it has performed afterwards. So we don't have to wait for this proper rally to come. We can book a profit in stock option when we get 10% of our total investment. Okay, so this was a proper trade, and this is what the results you'll get in the scanner regarding cross above high of previous day first bar. Again, we'll jump to software. The second condition over here is cross below low of previous day first bar. So the vice versa of the first one, cross below low of previous day or first bar. So the second condition you can see over here is price below low of previous day first bar. So again, we can see the highest number of volumes generated in this candle. So whenever if the low of this candle is broken, again we want it in the scanner. So you can see in the next candle, in the second candle, the low was broken over here. And whenever this low was breached in the third candle, we can enter a trade and you can see how it has performed afterward. So you can get stocks like this on intraday basis using the scanner of price OHLC intraday query only. But now it will not be always like that. Whenever the first candle is the highest volume candle, so we'll need it to be like a proper high volume candle. So for that, what we can do is we have a third option over here, which is of price above high of previous day maximum volume bar. Okay, so just read what is written over here again. Cross above high of previous day maximum volume bar. So basically, in whatever candle the maximum volume was generated in the previous day. Okay, so you can see in this intraday chart, in this 15-minute candle, the highest volume was generated. So whenever the high of this candle is now breached, we get the results. This is a different cross above high of previous day maximum volume bar. So because it will not always be the case that the first candle is the highest volume bar. What if it's the third or fourth candle or somewhere in the middle? So for that, you can use cross above high of previous day maximum volume. So over here, it was your high volume candle. So if you see the high of this candle, it was breached in the first candle itself. And you can wait for 2 to 3 candle for this high to get breached. So over here, it was breached. So your entry was not in the second candle, but in the third candle. Over here, you can see the high was breached and you can enter a trade and you can see how well it has performed. So, but our target is always 10% of our total investment in stock option, which will easily be achieved in intraday purpose. And if it continues gives us closing above previous high, we can keep on entering the trade for 10%. Okay. So this is something you can add up with the first condition of the first candle breakout. So if we merge these two, the first candle and the maximum volume, so it will give us a result when the first candle is the highest volume generator. So that makes the accuracy even more better. Okay, so likewise our fourth condition again is the cross below low of previous day maximum volume bar. So again, the low breakout will also matter if the high breakout is mattering to us. So over here you can see the highest volume was generated in this candle. It was a green candle. So but it was high volume candle. So we have to mark the high and low, and whenever the low is breached, over here you can see in this candle the low was breached. Okay, so in this candle was your confirmation candle. No, this was a trade candle, but our confirmation candle is the next candle whenever the low of this is breached. So over here you can see it gave us a little flickering and the low of this was breached. So we'll enter our short trade over here because we got the low breakout of the highest volume candle. So over here you can see again a good trade over here. Easily 10% will be achieved in the next 2 to 3 candle only because these are 15-minute candles. These are not 2 or 3 minute candles, these are 15-minute candles. So 10% will be achieved in the next 2 to 3 candles easily. So what we can do is, now we have understood these 4 conditions basically. Cross above high of previous day first bar, cross below low of previous day first bar, cross above high of previous day first bar, and cross below low of previous day maximum volume. Sorry. So now what you can simply do is, I already have a scanner created over here. I'll just simply show it to you. So I have put it the intraday time frame as 50. I put the first condition. I put the 4 conditions in the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I have done is the first candle, the high breakout, and the maximum volume high breakout. I have merged it. So you can, in the relationship column, you can see C0 and C2. So what C0 and C2 means is condition 0, which is the high breakout of previous day first bar, and the maximum volume bar. This is the C2. So I merged these 2 conditions. So what result it will give me is whenever in the intraday purpose, if the first 15-minute candle is a high volume candle, and plus whenever that candle's high is reached, you'll get the results in that window. Okay, and the vice versa of that, the low of previous day first bar and the low of previous day maximum volume bar. If you merge these 2 conditions, whenever your first candle is an intraday high volume candle in the previous day, whenever the low of that is reached, you'll enter a short trade over here. Basically, this is your condition. So we'll not run this in live query. Basically, we'll run this in live query, but we'll always keep our query offset as well. So because these are conditions based on cross, but if you keep the query offset as 1, you'll always get the result after the closing has happened. So that's what exactly what we want. We want when the closing has happened. We don't want in the live market, during the live market only, but not the live running candle. We want after the close. So if you put query offset as 1 over here, and you pick on these two conditions, you get the result in the live query every 15 minutes, because these are 15-minute candle. So you get result at 10:30. Your first result will be at 10:30. Okay. So I put it as buy and sell over here. So now check the result, how it has performed. So basically I already have ran this query over here. So basically you have to look at match sell and these conditions, because these are different conditions what will come into later. So basically I'll open the 15-minute candle in the background. One by one, we'll analyze different stock, how it has performed in the yesterday's market. Okay, this is the data. I've ran the action replay of previous day, like of 19, so we can see the results of the previous day. Okay, so I'll simply run this query. You have to focus on match sell and match buy. Okay, because the quantity, previous quantity, we haven't tested yet, so we'll come into that later. Again, the first stock that we have over here was in match sell was Bajaj Finserv. Over here, you can see in the very first candle, you got an indication of sell. And why we got the indication of sell over here is because what you can see over here is this candle broke the low of the first intraday candle of the previous day. This was match sell, and this candle was the high volume candle. So our merging of these two conditions was successful in the crossover in this candle. So whenever the low was breached, you will enter a trade in short position, and you can buy the at the money put over here. You can also trade in intraday, but for stock option, you can keep the target as 10%. You can see how it has performed afterward. 3 sharp falls in 15-minute candles are the 15-minute candle. So a target will be easily achieved in this rally only. This was our first stock. Next stock is in matched by Bajaj Finance. Okay, this was the first 15-minute candle. Okay, and why we got over here, because it is crossing, it is giving closing about the previous day first candle and the high volume candle. But over here our entry was not triggered because the high of this candle is not reached over here. Okay, so our entry was not triggered over, that's why it went sideways. See, if our entry was triggered, we would have gone for buy, but over here the next candle didn't breach the high of this candle. The next candle, next 2 to 3 candle, you can wait for the high breakout, not more than that. Over here our entry was not triggered. Then we had Dabur, you can see again we got the result, the high volume candle breakout of the previous day. And over here you can see your entry was triggered in this candle because the low of this candle was breached over here. But you have to wait for some time to get into profit, and after that you had a sharp fall over here, and your profit will be achieved in this rally easily. Okay, even this was a particular property. Dabur, and then we had HAL. HAL again you can see over here is in the first candle we had in the 10:30 candle, 10:15 candle we got the indication. In the next candle the low was breached, so we enter somewhere over here 3075, and you can see how it has performed. It has made the low of 3045. Again a successful trade in HAL. HAL, one more important thing that you can see over here is we even got the data in HAL in the 18th candle also. Over here also was entry was triggered in this candle, but you can see it made a low, but then again went into sideways. So when something like this happens, you have to strictly keep the stop loss as the middle of the high volume candle or the top. If you want to be safe, you can put a stop also, and you can see whenever your target is not achieved, you can carry forward your position as well. So if you would have carry forward your positions in this way, you can see how your trade has performed in the next day. So if your target of 10% is not achieved, you can carry forward your position till the time the stop loss is not being triggered. This was HL. Then we had HDFC Life. Again, you can see a proper trade over here of 10%, more than 10%. Hero MotoCorps. Again, you can see a sharp fall in Hero MotoCorps. You easily of 10% you can achieve in this. 10% means if your stock option costs you around the investment of 10,000, so the 1,000 rupees would be your target, because that's the 10% of 10,000. If you're investing 20,000, 2,000 would be your target. Okay. Then we had ICICI. Again, this was not, I don't think this gave you 10% over here. This went sideways, but your stop loss is still not triggered. So you can expect this to gap down in the upcoming, whenever the next market opens on the Monday, because this had a downfall over here, but we don't know exactly if it touched 10% or not. But if it didn't, we can expect it to have a downfall in the next market. Then we had Indigo. Indigo, you can see, has not performed well. It did give us crossing about this, but it went positive. So again, this stocks like this you can carry forward for the next market as well. So you can expect a gap down or a sideways market open, and then you can have a sharp fall in Indigo on Monday's market also. And then LTTS we had buy in this candle. So the high in the next 3 to 4 candle was not broken. Okay, if you check the 3 to 4 candles afterward, the high was not broken. So entry again was not triggered in LTTS. MFSL you had match sell. You can see how it has performed a sharp fall in the third candle itself. So this will make you enough more than 10% in this candle only. So this was MFSL. If I come down, we have UBL over here. Again in UBL, you can see how the trend was after we got the entry trigger. So this is only the result of 1050. You can run this throughout the day, but this is only the result of 1015. So you had hardly 10 stocks, and even if you see any stock, your stop loss was not triggered in any of the one. 2 stocks you can carry forward, and else every stock has given you 10% profit easily. Okay, so this was the scanner, intraday scanner based on the starting 4 condition of price OHLC intraday query only. And you can see how well it has performed in the intraday market of yesterday. Okay, so you can backtest it as much you want because this is price action based. It's not any indicator based that it will work on certain market. Price action is the best strategy that you can use for intraday market. So this works well in every market situation. So this was for yesterday only, and you can see how it has performed. We got 2 buys, and the entry was not triggered in that 2 stock because the high was not broken over there. Again, we'll jump back to the PPT. We'll check the 5th condition. So the 5th condition is cross above high of today's first bar. So basically, whenever we get closing or crossing above the high of today's first bar. So again, the first bar of today would be a high volume candle. If it is a high volume candle, then the high breakout of this matters. So over here, you can see again, you must have gotten a good trade over here. If the high of this candle, it was a high volume candle, and whenever we get closing above the high volume candle, you can enter it. And whenever the first candle, if it is a high volume candle plus it is creating buying and selling pressure both, it gives an even more better indication whenever you get the closing above this. So you can use this query as well because this is not based on yesterday's market, this is basically based on today's market. So you can merge this query with the today's high volume candle. So the vice versa of this is cross below low of today's first bar. Okay, so again, when we get the low of the crossover of the today's low bar, so this was the first candle, today's first bar, and the second candle we got closing below this level. So you can expect to enter a trade, and this was the trade that you must have gotten. For the next 1 hour, it was in a strong down trade. So you can get stocks like this using cross below low of today's first bar. I've not added this in my scanner because the most accurate and most important thing that I wanted to explain you, I've already explained in the scanner. And the later part, the more conditions are going to come regarding the volume breakout. So that I'll explain you in the scan. These are some easy part. Again, cross above high of previous day, cross below high of previous day. So whenever a stock is crossing, so conditions like this, even this condition, you can add on with your already existing scanners. For example, if you're using any intraday scanner based on any indicator, you can use these setups as an add-on. The prior one, you can use it individually as well, but this you cannot use individually. You can add on with any existing scanner that you have. Okay, and these condition as well. Cross above high of previous day, cross below high of previous day. So what this simply means is cross above high of previous day. So whenever in today's market, whenever the previous day high is broken, okay, cross above, which means it is closing above the previous day high, it gives us a positive signal for the market. So whenever that high of that candle is breached, you can expect to enter it in and you can get a rally like this. Okay, and the vice versa of it, cross below high of previous day. So if the market opened above the high of previous day, then it is giving us closing below the high of previous day. You can see a negative crossover of previous day high. Previous day is simply the green line. You can see over here, the green line is the previous day high line. And whenever we got closing below this line, you can see the sharp downtrend in this candle as well. So these are the add-on conditions that you can add with the existing scanner. This individually would work well, but not in every market situation. The prior one, the scanner that we saw, will work in every market situation, but this thing you can use as an add-on for your already existing scanners. Be it PSAR, Bollinger Band, or anything, you can add on with this. So again, we have condition 9 and 10 as cross above low of previous day and cross below low of previous day. So in this, you can see the red line is the low, previous day low. So you already get the indication of previous day low and high in the chart itself. And you can see over here is in this scan, just a second, sorry. Over here, you can see the low of previous day was, we had a positive crossover between the candle and the previous day low. Okay, we got a positive crossover between the low and the previous day high, which means it is closing above the previous day low. So, okay, this trade will give you a positive signal for the market. This can give you positive signal, but the rally is not confirmed. That's why I told you these are the add-on conditions. So the vice versa of this cross below low of previous day. So this is the low, and you can see it opened gap up. Then it is giving us closing below the previous day low. So this gives us a strong negative signal for the market because it is breaking even the previous day low. So whenever the low is of this kind is breached, we can expect a downtrend from the market, and that's what happened in the market mostly. And it would be an even better indication if this candle is a high volume candle, not the most volume candle, but even if it is in green, that is an even better indication for you. So you can like mix conditions like this for the intraday setup also. So volume, like whenever you get closing above this level, if the candle is, even if the volume bar is green, which means prior it is, the volume is greater than the previous 15-minute candle, it is an even better signal for you. So we'll jump to the next scanner now. So condition 11 and 12, again these are the basic scanner. Cross above close of previous day and cross below close of previous day. So whenever a stock is giving closing up, so the white line is previous day close, like to mention this. The white line that you can see on the intraday chart is the previous day close. So whenever any candle is giving us closing above the previous day close, it gives us a sign of a positive movement in the market, because a stock is expected to be bullish or at least positive if it is giving closing above the previous day close. And the vice versa of this, if it is giving closing below the previous day close, it is expected to be a negative stock for the current day market. So again, you can add on these conditions with your already existing scanners, improve the result of your existing scanners. So you can keep make a note of these scanners. You'll simply get it in. If you open any technical query, again we'll open the same technical query that we opened the last time. You just have to double click on this, go to price OHLC for intraday query only. Make the time frame as 15 minutes for stock option, which will be the best time frame for stock options. 15 minutes. Then go to conditions, and you'll get the results over here. Cross above high of previous day, cross below low of previous day. So then you'll get all the conditions over here. So after this, again, our main conditions are coming over here. Quantity cross above previous day, maximum volume bar. So we'll look into this one by one now. Again, we'll come to the presentation, and again, an important part is coming over here. So this, listen carefully. Quantity cross above previous day maximum volume bar. So this is the difference from previous time, because this time, if in today's 15-minute candle, any volume bar, not the candle, 15-minute volume bar, if it is greater than any 15-minute volume bar of the previous day, it will give us a positive signal. Not a positive signal, but it will give us a candle that you have to keep in watch. For example, this was the high volume candle of the previous day. So today, whenever we get the breakout, whenever a 15-minute candle gives us volume bar, gives us more volume than this bar, will get a positive signal in the market. So basically over here, the highest volume is generated in this candle, and over here in this volume bar, you can see the volume is more than this volume bar. So we had a quantity crossover previous day maximum volume bar. So you have to make a note of this particular candle. So you have to mark the high and low of this candle, because this doesn't give positive or negative signal. This gives you a high momentum indication that the market may be in momentum from now, because the quantity which is being traded is more than the previous day. So we got this candle, a doji candle, and we can see in the next to next candle we had a positive crossover of this doji candle. We got closing above doji candle. So whenever we get closing above this high volume bar, we can expect to buy that particular stock, and you can see how it has performed. So this is a really crucial condition over here for price OHLC, because this works very good in the intraday market. Whenever the quantity traded for today's market is more than the previous 15-minute candle, the high volume candle of previous day, it gives us a signal that the high momentum is expected to be coming. And over here, you can see the closing above this candle. So this gives us a positive signal. If it would have given us closing below the low of this, we would have gone for negative. But since we had a closing above the high, we had a positive signal over. The result of this, again, we'll check in the stock in the software. So I'll again click Alt tab. In studies, you can see I have added this condition over here. This one, the quantity one. Quantity cross above previous day maximum volume bar. Quantity cross above previous day maximum volume bar. So this is C4. It will work individually. So we'll I put it as C4. I'll not add up any condition with this, and I put it as quantity, previous quantity over here. So if I go to live query now, again, the results are for the first 15-minute candle. You can check it throughout the day. Okay, we'll check the results one by one again. So in this, you'll get multiple stocks, but you have to fit, you can choose any 3 to 4 stock as per your convenience. So first we had Adani Enterprise over here. The first candle you can see. Just a second, I'll mark this candle. Yes. So you can see the highest volume was generated in the previous day. Just a second. Yes, in this volume bar. Okay, this was the highest volume candle, and in the next, in the opening 15-minute candle only, we got the more volume than the previous day highest volume candle. So this was the candle that you have to keep in mind. Mark the high and low of this candle. So you can see the high of this candle was not breached in the next 2 to 3 candles. So we can expect not to trade in this because the high is not breached only. Okay, so it was breached after this. We got a bullish momentum, but we cannot keep a stock in track for this long now. So we'll simply not trade in Adani Enterprise then, because we'll wait for next 2 to 3 candle. If we're getting closing above this level, we can expect to buy that particular stock. Next is Asian Paint. Again, the highest volume generator of the previous day was, I guess, yes, this red bar only. So I'll mark the top of this red bar, and you can see in the next 15 minutes, the today's 15-minute candle only gave us more quantity than the highest volume candle of previous day. This is Asian Paints. Okay, over here the first 15-minute got the indication, and we got a negative crossover of this. You can see the next candle breached the low of this candle. So we can expect to enter a short trade over here, and you can see how it has performed for the next 1 hour. These are 15-minute candles, so next 3 to 4 candles are downward. So we had a strong negative trend for the next 1 hour. So like this, you can check multiple. So this first Asian Paint, next Oro Pharma, you can see negative because we got a negative crossover of the first candle. So these are the match buy and sell which we already checked. Balkrishna Industries. Again, over here you can see in the next candle you had a downtrend. Again, the stop loss is really big over here because this is a stop loss. Because I'm telling you, because the stop loss is really big, so you might not enter this trade because the stop loss you can see is really big over here. Because the upper wick of this candle is so big that to enter a trade, your risk is too high over here. So you can expect not to enter in this, but even if you did enter, your stop loss was not triggered and you could have like exited the same position or in profit because this was your entry point and it has made a low till this candle. And even if the 10% is not achieved, you can expect to carry forward your position in this because this is stock option. So you can carry forward your position. Bata India, a proper downtrend over here. Britannia, a proper downtrend. Davis Lab, not a proper downtrend because the low of this candle was not breached in the next 2 to 3 candle. Over here you can see again it went in inside bar formation and we got breakout after the last candle. So this was a no trade over here. Not a false trade, but no trade over here. This was Davis Lab. Glenmark, you can see the high was breached and it has been positive, but the high was not breached in the next 2 to 3 candle. So there was no trade in Glenmark. HL we already discussed in the match cell. HDFC AMC, the low and high was not breached in the next 2 to 3 candles, so no trade over here. Then we have IGL. Again, you can see a proper 3 to 4 15-minute candle in the downtrend. So you'll get stocks like this using the match previous quantity, which means if the current volume bar is giving us more volume than the previous day highest volume bar. So you can use this throughout the day. You can use this throughout the day, and the first one, in even this one, you can use throughout the day. And whenever you get stock, you can enter the position at the high and low breakout of that particular thing. Okay, so there are more conditions, important conditions. We'll explain that now. So the next conditions are condition 14 and 15, which are quantity cross above previous day first bar, quantity cross above today's first bar. So again, it is expected that the first volume bar of previous day and current day would be in high volume candle, but it cannot always be that case now. So that's why I'm not putting it as a really important for us, but only this will matter if the previous day first bar and the today's first bar are in high volume candle. So I put it only as only if the previous day or current day's first bar was or is a high volume candle, only then these two conditions will matter for you. If not, you will not enter this particular trade. So you can add up with the condition of today's maximum volume bar, these two conditions by yourself, and you can make this scanner for yourself. Next is condition 16, quantity cross about today's maximum volume bar. So in this over here, you can run this scan not in the morning, but you can expect to run this after 10:30 in the market, because if you run in the morning, you get multiple stocks in this, because the first candle itself it will consider as a high volume bar, because it hasn't formed any volume bar till now. So basically, you have to run this after 10:30, and whatever the volume bar before 10:30 was, if any of the volume bar breaks that volume in the intraday basis, you can expect to buy that particular stock. So basically, over here you can see this was the highest volume generated in this candle, in this red candle. And the next candle, you can see the volume bar is greater than the previous one. And we got a positive crossover as well. So we mark the high of this candle. This was breached over here. Okay. And after that, it went to little sideways. But at the end, you can see how it has performed in the end. So again, condition like this, you can also add up. So this is this one. Quantity crossbar, today's maximum volume bar. So currently, I only have the results for the 9:15 candle, but you can backtest this one, quantity crossbar, today's maximum volume bar. Even this works really good. The same way as previously maximum volume bar, the white one that we saw over here, all these stocks. Even this works the same way, but just that this is for the previous day and that one is for the current day. So can expect to trade using these three main conditions. The rest are easy conditions that you can add up with different things. But these, what I've shown you in this scanner, are the most important price agency intraday query only criteria that you can use for the intraday trade. One is the high and low breakout, the first candle with volume. Then there is the volume breakout within the previous day volume. Then there is this one, today's maximum volume bar breakout in today's market only. So these are the conditions that you can use for intraday purpose. Even this one you can backtest by yourself. Even this works good, same as the quantity previous quantity one. So you can use this scanner for the intraday trading. Usually you can make 10%, even more than 10% in your intraday basis in a particular stock. This will help you in your intraday setup. I hope this is clear. If you have any even more further doubt, you can contact the support team. And one more thing I like to tell you,